Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
It's our food unit for today, and I'm sure lots of you there are very hungry, and the last thing you want to do is listen to our program. You would rather head down to the night market or wherever and get something to eat. Well, if you're going to stay with us like you're supposed to if you're a good student, you can imagine that you're eating a really tart, kind of sweet fruit. Do you know what I'm talking about? A fruit that's kind of tart, kind of sour, kind of sweet mixed together.
Yeah? Oh, you're asking me? Of
Yeah.
course I know, because that's our topic for today's lessons. And we're talking about the wonderful little fruit called a passion fruit. And one of my favorite things to get here in Taiwan, and I don't think you can even get them in America, is a drink that they sell at several of the different brands of drink shops here. We have so many. Is the 白香冰虾, which is like a very cold, icy, crushed ice sort of drink with that wonderful flavor of passion fruit. I love those.
Sounds like you're talking about a passion fruit smoothie, which is what Bing Sha is, right? That's a smoothie, right?
I would say it's not quite a smoothie because there's no milk in it.
Okay.
I'd have them leave that out. It's just some crushed ice.
Okay, well, whatever you call it, I'm sure it's very tasty. But the subject for today's lesson is passion fruit, or 白香果, as you call it in Chinese. It's the perfect summer treat, and look at that. Today is July 8th. It's the middle of the hot summer, so what are you waiting for? Well, you're waiting for this lesson to finish up, but when it does finish up, you're going to head out to your local drink shop and get something like this. But in the meantime, we need to read through the entire contents of our lesson, so listen carefully. On a hot midsummer's day, nothing cools you down faster than an ice-cold drink. And in Taiwan, what better way is there to refresh yourself than with a delicious drink full of fresh passion fruit? This fragrant fruit has been grown in Taiwan since the beginning of the 20th century, but its history goes back much further than that. The passion flower and its fruit are native to South America, where the Spanish took a liking to them in the 16th century. In fact, it was Spanish missionaries who gave the flower its characteristic name, calling it La Flor de las Cinco Llagas, or the flower of the five wounds. They used the flower's 5 stamens to teach the region's native peoples about the 5 wounds Jesus suffered during the Passion of the Christ, hence its Latin name, Passiflora. The 3 varieties of Passiflora now grow in tropical areas all over the world. Though they all produce fruit, the one that's mainly consumed nowadays is a hybrid of the 2 others. In Taiwan, this crossbred plant is known as Tainong No. 1. The fruit of this hybrid is tart and aromatic. Since it's harvested from June to December in Taiwan, it's available to enjoy for a significant portion of the year. Like many fruits, the passion fruit is full of beneficial vitamins and antioxidants. For example, the fruit has high levels of vitamin A, which is important for our skin, vision, and immune system. Generally, antioxidants are vital to the health of our cells and also increase blood flow. Whether you're consuming passion fruit for its many health benefits or its strong sweet taste, it's bound to quench your thirst.
Okay, guys, we're going to dig in and talk about passion fruit. It's called The Perfect Summer Treat by our author here. I think it's pretty wonderful. I've never actually eaten, though, the fruit itself. The fruit's always been in something else, like a dessert or a drink, something like that. What about you? Do you guys buy those little round passion fruit?
Well, I did in the past. One time I went for a motorcycle on the North Cross Island Highway, and there was a farmer lady at the side of the road selling them, so I thought I'd try them. I guess you can eat them straight. You can cut them open and eat the insides.
Lots of seeds.
Little seeds or whatever, and they're kind of crunchy.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting sensation, but way too sour for me, way too tart.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
I think you need to mix it with other things. You need to have it in a drink or something like that, as you said. Otherwise, Otherwise, I think, to me, it's too strong to eat, straight from the fruit.
Interesting. So they must add sugar to my drink. I know there's some really sweet liquid they put in, so that probably makes it sweeter because my drink was really, really sweet. So beware if you cut them open and eat them just straight from your garden or they've been harvested by some wonderful farmer. They're going to be a little tart. We'll talk about that word in a minute. So we're describing a scene here, guys. It's a hot midsummer's day. Midsummer is probably, I would say, July.
Like right now.
And it's really, really, really hot. Yeah. And you've got a lot more hot days to come. So it's kind of a tough time, for me at least. I don't like the heat here. But on a hot midsummer's day, nothing cools you down faster than an ice-cold drink. And I think that's why the drink shops are so darn popular here. It is nice to go and get a drink, especially for the young kids who can afford those extra, 200 calories that they get. It's not part of a meal, it's just extra for me. So I always consider calories. But it is a nice way to cool down.
Absolutely. So yes, this is a midsummer's hot day and it cools you down. And in Taiwan, what better way is there to refresh yourself than with a delicious drink full of fresh passion fruit? Yes, you can have passion fruit at the many beverage shops island-wide. You can order it however you want it, with a lot of sugar, with a little bit of sugar, or whatever. And this fragrant fruit has been grown in Taiwan since the beginning of the 20th century. But its history goes back much further than that. So we're describing this fruit as being fragrant, which means it has a pleasant, sweet smell. When you smell it, ooh, that's very sweet. That's very pleasant. I love it. It's very fragrant. Like a woman who wears perfume could be described as fragrant.
Or you could also say the perfume she's wearing is a fragrance. Oh, what fragrance are you wearing? If you want to change up perfume, you get tired of perfume, you could say, oh, what fragrance is your favorite? Now, for the guys, though, we don't call it a fragrance. Usually it's more of an either aftershave or a cologne. So you need to learn different words for the guys. So this fragrant fruit, which smells wonderful, has been grown in Taiwan since the beginning of the 20th century. So I would say it's fairly new or fairly recent, at least as far as being grown here goes. But its history goes back much further than that. We're going to talk about the history now. So the passion flower and its fruit are native to South America. So South America is a big, large continent. It's quite warm in South America, especially closer to the equator. So they grow a lot of delicious fruit there. If something's native to a place, it means that's where it originated. That's where it came from. I'm a native of the United States of America. I'm not a native of Taiwan, but I am a resident of Taiwan.
Yep, I could say that the blue magpie is native to Taiwan.
Oh.
It's from Taiwan. It can't be found in other places. The blue magpie, lanche, is what I'm talking about there. But yeah, this is kind of surprising to me because, Taiwan has so many different kinds of fruit.
Delicious.
I just figured that passion fruit was native to Taiwan.
Me too.
But it actually comes from South America, just like papaya does. But in any case, yes, it's native to South America. And this is where the Spanish took a liking to them way back in the 1500s, in the 16th century. So yes, those Spanish conquistadors were going over to South and Central America, and they found these kinds of fruit there, and they thought, ooh, que sabrosa es la fruta de Sudamérica. So they started eating it, so they took a liking to them, which means they actually started to like them. They tried them, and they thought they were good, and the rest is history.
You might want to explain those Spanish words you just used.
I don't even know what they mean myself. Well, sabrosa just means flavorful, tasty. That's all I'm going to tell you there. But in any case, yes, they took a liking to those kinds of fruit there. And I guess they probably took them back to Europe. And,
Spain.
Of course, they spread all over the world as well.
Now, if you take a liking to something or someone, it just means pretty much at the very beginning of your relationship or when you first run into something or first taste something, You really like it. Oh, you could say, wow, my dog really seems to like to go and play with you. Yeah, he's taken a real liking to me. We'll often use that phrase. Yeah. The Spanish loved this particular fruit. And like Tom said, they brought it back home. Now, it was the Spanish missionaries who gave the flower its characteristic name, calling it La Flor de las Cinco Llagas, which is Spanish for the flower of the 5 wounds. We'll talk about that in a minute. If you're a missionary, you're someone who goes out and preaches the gospel of Jesus Christ to other people, hoping that they'll join and be believers. And they had a lot of success in South America and Central America. There are a lot of Christians there now. So why is it called the flower of the 5 wounds? Well, it came from those missionaries. They came up with this name. They used the flower's 5 stamens. Those are those long little things that reach out at you from the middle of the flower. And that's what causes the pollen to be, what do you call that? The bees.
Pollinated.
Yeah,
they
use that little part to pollinate other flowers and other parts of the garden. So they have these 5 stamens. Look that up. Online, you'll see what a stamen is. It's kind of long and it reaches out up through the middle of the flower. And they used this fruit and its name to teach the region's native peoples, all the different native people there and their different tribes, different groups that were there. They taught them about the 5 wounds Jesus suffered during the Passion of the Christ. Hence, or this is why, we have its Latin name, Passiflora. Now, the Passion of the Christ just refers to the suffering and the death of Jesus on the cross and being resurrected afterwards. In fact, there are some really, really famous classical pieces called like the Passion of the Christ, St. Matthew's Passion. It's just that part of the story that discusses the death of Jesus Christ and his resurrection in the New Testament. So that's what that passion is. So they kind of put that in with the fact that it's a flower or flora. And they came up with the Latin name, which is Passiflora.
Right, so they're talking about the flower and the fruit that comes with that plant, and they are referring to the 5 wounds Jesus received during that period there. I'm not really...
Crucifixion, yeah.
Crucifixion, yeah, I remember that story, but what, he get it in the hands and the feet, that's 4. What's the 5th one?
Hands, feet...
Is it the head with the crown?
No, they stabbed his
side, too. Oh, they poked
him.
Okay.
Yeah, with a sword.
So there's the 5 there in case you wanted to know. But my goodness, in Taiwan, you call it 100 flavors fruit.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with passiflora. So yes,
Interesting.
in English we call it the passion fruit, which is all you need to know. Okay, that brings us to the midway point in today's lesson. Let's take a break right now and listen to our Chinese teacher.
Hello everyone, my name is Tina. 首先我们来看到文章的第一句提到 On a hot midsummer's day, nothing cools you down faster than an ice-cold drink. 在一个炎热的仲夏日，没有什么比得起一杯冰冷的饮料能够更快的帮你消暑。那么以这样的主题开始，我们要找 an ice-cold drink 有关联的。在第一题呢，我们可以选择 F 选项。Sentence F 提到 And in Taiwan, what better way is there to refresh yourself than with a delicious drink full of fresh passion fruit? 在这里面也提到了 a delicious drink. 那么在台湾这么炎热的夏天，有什么更好的方式比得上充满新鲜百香果的美味饮料，来让你 refresh yourself 凉快一下呢？所以搭配上下文意，后面的句子也提到 in Taiwan， 所以第一题的标准答案我们就选择 F 选项。第二段一刚开始的句子写着 The passion flower and its fruit are native to South America.Where the Spanish took a liking to them in the 16th century. 其实百香果花跟它的果实呢，是原产于南美洲。这里我们用 native 这个形容词，指的是原产的。是西班牙人在西元16世纪的时候呢，看上了它们，就在这个地方。那么提到了西班牙人，那么我们来看一下第二题，在这里我们可以选择 D 选项 一样提到了西班牙的传教士。Sentence D 提到 In fact, it was Spanish missionaries who gave the flower its characteristic name, calling it La Flora de las Cinco Llagas, or the flower of the five wounds. 那么这些西班牙的传教士呢，赋予了这朵花独特的名称，用西班牙文念，或者我们可以称之为 the flower of the five wounds.五伤花，那么后面呢就提到了为什么称之为五伤花，原来跟基督在受难时遭受的5个伤口有关，所以搭配前后文意，第二题的标准答案就选择 D 选项。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, let's continue to talk about passion fruit. We talked about the origin there. And in the next paragraph, it says, the 3 varieties of passiflora, or passion fruit, now grow in tropical areas all around the world, all over the world. So there are different kinds or different varieties. So variety means you have a lot of different things. You know, maybe variety is the spice of life. You know, you like to do a lot of things, travel around, meet different people and stuff like that. Variety means you have a lot of different things. But in this particular case, variety refers to a different kind of something. There are many varieties of passion fruit, just like there are many varieties of cherry trees. I understand there are several species of cherry trees in the world.
Yeah, there are. So it's one thing that has different and distinct characteristics from the others. So, yeah, we've got a variety of fruit here, a variety of apples, as Tom said. Some apples are sour, some are sweet. So, yeah, there are lots of different kinds. Here we've got only 3 varieties, which isn't a lot, I would say. But they now grow in tropical areas all over the world. A tropical area of the world is where it's very hot and humid, which is really kind of the perfect temperature to grow fruit. The humidity comes from the rain, so they're also getting a lot of rain, which is really good for crops, especially for fruit. So, yeah, they grow in tropical areas all over the world. They probably do quite well here in Taiwan because it is hot and humid. Though they all produce fruit, the one that's mainly consumed or eaten by us nowadays is a hybrid of the 2 others. A hybrid is a combination of 2 or more things together. That's the one that's really the most popular and the one that you've probably tasted if you've actually had the real fruit.
Right, this is probably similar to cherry fruit. The flower comes out first and then the fruit emerges.
Yeah.
So passiflora is specifically referring to the flowers, which there are 2 kinds of, and then later they kind of mixed them together and created a hybrid. Hence, now you've got 3 different varieties of passiflora. So in Taiwan, this crossbred plant is known as Tainong number 1. So crossbreeding means you're creating hybrids. Agriculture does this all the time. They take different plants and kind of mix them together and create a hybrid or a mixture of different kinds of corn or beans or whatever. And of course, here in Taiwan, the crossbred plant, the hybrid, is referred to as Tainong number 1. Maybe you've heard that term before.
I haven't myself, but I'm not growing passion fruit. So it's probably the farmers out there that are familiar with that. So the fruit of this hybrid is tart and aromatic. Aromatic is a word we use to describe or talk about the aroma or the scent of something. Oh, what a wonderful aroma. But notice that the zhongyin changes when we turn it into aromatic. Aromatic, but aroma. Sorry, that's a little tricky. And like Tom talked about the fruit being tart earlier, it's kind of a mixture of sour, sweet, and maybe a little acidic, an acidic taste. So it's pretty tart, which would I don't know. I picture someone eating something tart and their lips kind of going in together like an old grandma. Ooh, you know?
Yeah, it's quite sour, but a little bit sweet, so it's not so bad. So that's what tart is all about. So yes, it's tart and it's aromatic. And since it's harvested from June to December in Taiwan, it's available to enjoy for a significant portion of the year.
Wow.
So we're in the growing season now, and it should be coming out fresh from the fields. Go ahead and support your local farmers and pick some up. Go ahead and buy some because it is available now. Available just means you can get to it, you have access to it, you can buy it. Whereas, I guess during, I suppose, between January and May, it is not available. It's not grown during that time, so you'll have to wait. You'll have to be patient because it will be harvested starting in the summer and going through the fall. So here we've got the verb to harvest. That just means farmers go out into the fields and pick the fruit from the plants or whatever. They can harvest rice, they can harvest soybeans or whatever.
Yeah, anything. It used to be just done by real farmers, but nowadays we have a lot of equipment that's now doing a lot of the harvesting. So it's available to enjoy for a significant portion of the year. Significant means big enough to pay attention to. It's pretty important. And portion is a part of a whole. So we also use portion to talk about the size of the servings you eat, perhaps for dinner or breakfast or lunch. In America, the portion size is huge. That's why we're fat. The portion sizes in Taiwan are much smaller, which is good. Like many fruits, the passion fruit is full of beneficial vitamins and antioxidants. Something's beneficial, it's good for you. It has some great benefits for you. Of course, vitamins, everyone knows those are great. An antioxidant is something that can fight oxidation in your body, which, either makes you get older faster or perhaps even have cancer one day. So we like antioxidants. That's a good thing. For example, some of these benefits, the fruit has high levels of vitamin A. Vitamin A is really good for your skin, your vision, how clear you see, and your immune system. If you get a lot of colds, you might try eating things with more vitamin A.
Right, especially passion fruit.
Yeah.
And generally, antioxidants are vital to the health of our cells and also increase blood flow. So yes, that's what is said about antioxidants or antioxidants. You can pronounce it both ways there. They are vital. They are important. They are key to the health of our cells. So we've got to have those antioxidants in our body. And they also increase blood flow, blood circulation in your body. So there you have it. If you eat passion fruit, you'll get those health benefits and you'll be a healthier person. You won't get colds so often and you'll probably live a really long, long time.
Oh, hopefully, yeah. So whether you're consuming passion fruit for its many health benefits, and some people do choose their diet based on whether things are healthy or not. Sometimes I choose things to eat based on whether they taste good. I do too much of that. Or maybe you're someone who likes its strong, sweet taste. Either way, this fruit is bound to quench your thirst. If it's bound to do something, it's likely to do it. And we use that phrase, quench someone's thirst, when we talk about drinking something that takes away that thirsty, like I gotta have some water. I gotta get a drink. I'm so dry. I'm thirsty. So if you want to quench your thirst, it's one drink that will be really tasty as you quench your thirst.
Yeah, it will satisfy your thirst. We do not use the word quench to talk about hunger. You might want to go to the night market to have a bowl of beef noodles to satisfy your hunger. But if you get something to drink and you're really thirsty on a hot summer's day, then that drink will quench your thirst. So yes, passion fruit juice will quench your thirst. And of course, it will provide you with lots of nutrition, vitamins. And what are you waiting for? Now is the season. Take advantage of it and enjoy that passion fruit. Hey, I think I'll give it a try myself, even though I think it's a little bit too tart. Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion. We need now to hear from our Chinese teacher.
而这个百香果花朵呢，它的拉丁名字称之为 Passiflora。那么在第3段的一刚开始提到 The 3 varieties of Passiflora now grow in tropical areas all over the world。 那么呢，它的3个品种现在在世界各地的热带地区生长。然后中间提到什么句子？然后后面的句子提到 In Taiwan, this crossbred plant， 在台湾这种混种植物，那么称之为呢是台农1号。搭配前后文意，第3题我们可以选择 B 选项。Sentence B 提到 Though they all produce fruit, the one that's mainly consumed nowadays is a hybrid of the 2 others。 那么这里的 they 就是用来代替前面提到的3种的品种，那么但是现今所常吃到的呢，就是另外2种的混种。那么这里的 hybrid 也就是有混种，用来搭配后面特别提到台湾吃的这个台农1号，也是一种 crossbred plant， 所以搭配前后文意，第3题的标准答案就选择 B 选项。最后一段的第一个句子提到 Like many fruits, the passion fruit is full of beneficial vitamins and antioxidants。 那么跟其他的水果一样，百香果也富含有益的维他命跟抗氧化剂。既然讲到维他命，那么第4题我们可以选择 E 选项。 Sentence E 提到For example, the fruit has high levels of vitamin A, which is important for our skin, vision, and immune system。 举例来说，既然富含维他命，我们就拿它高含量的维他命 A， 它对我们的皮肤、视力还有免疫系统 immune system 都是非常重要的。所以搭配前后文意，第4题标准答案就选择 E 选项。最后一句第5个空格，我们就要做结论了。前面提到呢，百香果的健康益处，还有它甜甜的香味，所以要做总结。第5题我们就可以选择 C 选项。Sentence C 提到Whether you are consuming passion fruit for its many health benefits or its strong sweet taste, it's bound to quench your thirst。 不管你是为了它的这个健康好处，或者是它甜美的香味，食用百香果呢，都一定可以帮你解渴的。所以第5题标准答案选 C， 刚好可以成为这篇文章的结论句。OK， 以上就是今天的课文讲解，谢谢收听。
Okay, that brings us to the end of our lesson for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and please join us again next time for another edition of our program, and enjoy as much passion fruit as you can during the hot summer. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Bye.